Robertson predicted that President Trump will win re-election, followed by a global nuclear war and an asteroid strike that ends the world. If you followed Pat over the years, you know that he's like oh forever on his various predictions. But it brings this interesting point. It brings to me when the Pope starts talking about civil unions, when Pat starts predicting, when all sorts of people are saying all sorts of things, and they said, God told me. See, that to me, that's the question. God told me, and therefore you honor and praise me. There's a scary thing when you trust men or women to say, God said, so do, unless God actually said it. When you look at the scriptures, you know exactly what God said, not what somebody dreamed or hoped he said or had indigestion in the middle of the night. Psalm 145, a psalm of praise of David. Great is the Lord and most worthy of praise. His greatness no one can fathom. One generation will commend your works to another. They will tell of your mighty acts. There's nothing wrong with the preacher getting on television and saying what God did and is going to do, but actually use what he says. Tell of his mighty acts, not yours. Not your broadcast network, not your ministry, not your things. Tell of him. In a world that is so fractured and divided that needs actual lasting truth, there is one source, and that alone. And all sarcasm aside, you have it. You don't have to trust what old 90-year-old men have to say, and if they're wrong again. You don't have to trust what 35-year-old men have to say, and if they're wrong again. What you can actually trust is the great works of the Lord, passed down from generation to generation. This is what you teach your children, your grandchildren, your community, your world. This is what God is commended for. This is what we speak of. No matter what happens tomorrow, this is what we trust.